Any resolutions that have been pulled during consent agenda will be discussed at this time. They will not be discussed when the kids are up front. Okay, so if we do choose to pull anything, it will be set aside until this portion of the meeting when our real counsel is up to discuss it and then take action on it. So once we get through that, if anything is pulled, blah, 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 then it will be real council comments. So Council President Revelinsky will open it up with council comments. We'll go down the line like we always do with on to answer. What we will do is Fred. And then, so
Good evening. I'd like to call the May 13th, 2024 Borough Council meeting to order. Will the clerk please read the open public meeting statement?
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under the Chapter 231, PL 1975, specifying the time, date, and location by posting a copy of the notice on the municipal building, municipal website, providing a copy of the annual notice schedule to the official newspapers of the borough, and is filled in the clerk's office.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Foster,
Present.
Councilwoman Conroy,
Present.
Councilman Rodriguez,
Present.
Councilman Fama,
Present.
Councilman Redondo,
Present.
Councilman Vizicay,
Present.
Mayor Ayers,
Present.
Borough Attorney Colin Battalla,
Present.
Borough Engineer Matt Thomas,
Present.
Borough Administrator Everett Daly,
Present.
Borough Clerk Brady Stefano, present.
Will everyone please stand for a moment of silence, which will be followed by a salute to the flag. Tonight we have several proclamations. At this time, I'd like to invite Ralph Jasinowski from the Department of Public Works to accept the proclamation for National Public Works Week presented by Public Works Liaison Councilman Fama.
Whereas public work professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the Borough of Milltown. And whereas these infrastructures, facilities, and services cannot be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government, and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the Borough of Milltown to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public work programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year of 2024 marks the 64th Annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Now therefore be resolved. I, Councilman Fama, on behalf of Mayor and Council, do hereby designate the week May 19th through May 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the sustainable contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all.
At this time, I'd like to invite the Milltown Police Department to accept the proclamation for National Police Week presented by the Public Safety Liaison Councilman Redondo.
Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Milltown Borough Police Department, and whereas since the first recorded death of 1786, there are currently 24,067 law enforcement officers in the United States that have made the ultimate sacrifice and had been killed in the line of duty. And whereas the names of these dedicated public servants are engraved in the walls of National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., whereas 282 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officer Memorial in this spring, including 118 officers killed in 2023 and 164 officers killed in previous years. Whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 36th Candlelight Vigil on the evening of May 13, 2024. Whereas the Candlelight Vigil is part of the National Police Week, which will also be observed this year, May 10th to May 16th. Whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day, in honor of all fallen officers and their families, and U.S. flags should be flown at half-staff. Therefore, be it resolved that Borough Council will observe May 10th to May 16th, 2024 as National Police Week in the Borough of Milltown, and publicly salutes the service of law enforcement officers in our community and in communities across the nation.
At this time, I'd like to invite the Milltown Rescue Squad to accept the proclamation for National EMS Week presented by the Public Safety Liaison, Councilman Redondo.
Whereas emergency medical services in vital public service, and whereas the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury. And whereas emergency medical services has grown to fill a gap by providing important out-of-hospital care, including preventative medicine, follow-up care, and access to telemedicine. And whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, emergency medical dispatchers, firefighters, police officers, educators, administrators, pre-hospital nurses, emergency physicians, trained members of the public, and other out-of-hospital medical care providers. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and accomplishments of emergency medical services providers by designating the Emergency Medical Services Week. Now, therefore, I, Council President Richard Revelinsky, along with the Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown, in recognition of this event, do hereby proclaim the week May 19th to May 25th, 2024 as Emergency Medical Services Week, the 50th anniversary of EMS Week. Theme is EMS Week, honoring our past, forging our future. I encourage the community to observe this week with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities.
The following minutes on the agenda for approval, April 29th, 2024, special meeting. Are there any comments or corrections? Council, what is your pleasure?
I make a motion to approve these minutes as typed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to approve passes.
The following minutes on the agenda for approval, April 29th, 2024, regular meeting. Are there any comments or corrections? Council, what is your pleasure?
I make a motion to approve these minutes as typed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to approve passes.
Now is the time for public comment limited to the resolutions on the agenda. If you wish to speak, please step up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Again, this public portion is limited to comments only on resolutions listed on the agenda at this time. Seeing none, I will close this public comment portion of the meeting. Council has received and reviewed the department monthly reports for April. Can I have a motion and second to accept and file monthly reports?
I make a motion to accept and file these reports as typed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion passes. These reports have been accepted and will be filed in the clerk's office.
This is the introduction of Ordinance 24-1536. There will be no public input on this ordinance tonight. The introduction summary will be published as required by law, and a second reading, public hearing, and final adoption will be considered on May 28, 2024. Full copies of the ordinance will be posted on the Borough website, on the bulletin board at the Municipal building, and available at no cost in the office of the Municipal clerk between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Will the clerk please read Ordinance 24-1536 by title only?
Ordinance 24-1536, ordinance amending the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Milltown. Chapter 29, Stormwater Management, Article 1, Stormwater Management and Control.
May I have a motion and a second to adopt Ordinance 24-1536?
I'll make a motion that ordinance 24-1536 be adopted on first reading.
I second.
I have a motion by Council President Foster and a second by Councilman Vizicay. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Foster,
Aye.
Councilwoman Conroy,
Aye.
Councilman Rodriguez,
Aye.
Councilman Fama,
Aye.
Councilman Redondo,
Aye.
Councilman Vizicay.
Aye.
The motion carries to introduce ordinance 24-1536.
A second reading and public hearing on this ordinance will take place on May 28, 2024 at 7 p.m. in council chambers. The following ordinance was introduced on April 29, 2024 and published in accordance with the law. If any member of the public wishes to comment on this ordinance, they may do so after the reading. Will the clerk please read Ordinance 24-1535 by title?
Ordinance 24-1535, ordinance to the amend Chapter 22, Section 11, entitled Right of Access. Chapter 22, Section 22, Testing Meters, Failure of Meters. Chapter 25, Section 7, entitled Meter Testing. Chapter 22, Section 2, entitled Fees for Municipal Services. Chapter 5, Section 1.7, entitled Dog License Fees. Chapter 5, Section 5-2.3, entitled Cat License Fees. Chapter 4, Section 40.7, entitled Fees. Chapter 6, Sections 6-3.4, entitled Classes of Maximum Numbers of Licenses, License Fees. And Chapter 15, Section 2, entitled Administrative Fees for all subcodes. And the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Milltown.
May I have a motion and a second to adopt Ordinance 24-1535?
I'll make a motion that ordinance 24-1535 be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
I second.
I have a motion by Councilman President Foster and a second by Councilwoman Conroy. I will now open the public hearing on Ordinance 24-1535. Please state your name and address for the record. These comments are limited to comments on this ordinance only. Seeing none, I will close this public comment portion of the meeting. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Foster,
Aye.
Councilwoman Conroy,
Aye.
Councilman Rodriguez,
Aye.
Councilman Fama,
Aye.
Councilman Redondo,
Aye.
Councilman Vizicay.
Aye.
The motion carries to adopt ordinance 24-1535.
Next on the agenda, we have authorizing payment of municipal obligations. Will the clerk please read the resolution by title?
Resolution 2024-150, authorizing the payment of bills, claims, and statements against the Borough of Milltown in the total amount of $606,025.56.
Council, you have heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
I make a motion to approve the bill list resolution 2024-150 as typed.
I second the motion.
I have a motion by Councilman Rodriguez and a second by Councilman Fama. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Foster,
Aye.
Councilwoman Conroy,
Aye.
Councilman Rodriguez,
Aye.
Councilman Fama,
Aye.
Councilman Redondo, Councilman Vizquez.
Aye.
The motion to approve Resolution 2024-150 carries.
A consent resolution has been prepared for the resolutions listed on the agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature, and having been reviewed by the Borough Council, will be enacted by one motion. Any item may be removed from the consent agenda at the request of any council member, and if so removed, will be treated as a separate matter. Any items requiring expenditure are supported by a certification of funds. If any member of the council wants any resolution acted upon individually, please give me the resolution number and it will be pulled from the consent resolution. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda resolution?
Whereas, pursuant to the rules of council, the council may establish a consent agenda for any regular or special meetings upon certain conditions. And whereas each of the following resolutions to be presented before the Borough Council and at its May 13, 2024 meeting appear to have the unanimous approval of all members of the Borough Council. 2024-152 through 2024-164. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown that each of the above listed resolutions be approved and adopted by the Borough Council with the same legal effect as though each was read in its entirety at the May 13, 2024 meeting and adopted by separate vote.
You have heard the reading of this consent resolution. What is your pleasure?
I make a motion that this resolution be adopted.
I second.
I have a motion by Council President Foster and a second by Councilman Redondo. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Foster,
Aye.
Councilwoman Conroy,
Aye.
Councilman Rodriguez,
Aye.
Councilman Fama,
Aye.
Councilman Redondo,
Aye.
Councilman Vizquez.
Aye.
The motion to approve the consent agenda resolution carries.
Now we have the report from our elected officials.
Thank you,
Council
Mr.
President Foster.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to start with a report on 4 Avenue Redevelopment Agency. We have some exciting news. After more than 20 years, we expect to have a resolution of Ford Avenue. A trial to determine the value of the property associated with the Ford Avenue redevelopment is scheduled for May 29th and is expected to last 8 days. The court will be validating expert witnesses from each party before the trial. Upon the conclusion of the trial, if the borough's redeveloper and Middlesex County agree with the value determined by the court, money will be deposited into an account and paid into the property owner. The borough will then convey the property to the redeveloper, who will begin removing all debris from the property before commencing environmental cleanup activities. A Ford Avenue Redevelopment Agency meeting is scheduled to take place on Tuesday, May 21st, 2024 at 7 p.m. for the Finance Department. For all those watching the council meeting held on April 29th, 2024, the borough has hired Mr. Joseph Zinga as the borough's chief financial officer. Mr. Zinga's experience as a CFO in the boroughs of South River give Milltown a CFO who is qualified and experienced. Additionally, because South River also owns its own electrical utility. Like Milltown, Mr. Zenga can share with Milltown the benefits South River has realized through sound financial planning and improvements to their electric utility. Currently, the CFO and Finance Department are working to develop the 2024 budget. The 2024 budget closely mimicked the 2023 budget and be updated for incurred costs from the previous years. Budget preparation will include costs for contractual obligations to borough employees, as well as new employees hired to better service our residents. The Finance Committee will then prioritize the various wants and needs of borough departments, which will include replacing a 25-year-old fire truck, improvements for Gloria Bradford Park, Rodford improvements, utility improvements, as well as meeting other anticipated departments' needs for equipment, personnel, and materials. Please note that the third quarter tax bills will be estimated, passed by the resolution 2024-133. At the April 29th meeting, the estimated tax bill is being prepared and will be mailed out. Residents should anticipate a 4% increase compared to the second quarter tax bills. Once the 2024 budget is adopted and approved by the state, the fourth quarter tax bills will show a reduction compared to the third quarter tax bills. The average of the third and fourth tax bills will very closely represent the first and second quarter tax bills in 2025. So please do not be alarmed with the third quarter tax bills rate. Water and sewer finances continue to impact the borough. The difficulty in accurately predicting water and sewer budget can be attributed to four major factors. Consumption-based billing cycles increase water purchase costs. Infiltration and flow, referred as I&I, and increased costs of operating an aging system. Unfortunately, review of the water/sewer finances thus far is revealing a nearly $500,000 shortfall in revenue, which will need to be generated in the remaining months of 2024. Last year, the borough received over $300,000 in federal aid for COVID, which was utilized to balance the water and sewer budget. While this benefited residents at the time and did not eliminate the need to amend rates in order to generate necessary revenue for the operating budget, unfortunately this year, there is no COVID. Money in the full overhaul of the water sewer rates and adoption of those rates by council will be needed in order to adopt the 2024 municipal budget. Additionally, in 2023, the city of New Brunswick increased the rates they charge to Milltown for water. Over the next several years, Milltown will see an annual increase of approximately 3% each year in direct costs for New Brunswick for water supply. A rate increase should come as no surprise to the members of the council who served the Finance Committee in 2023, and other members of the council present when Milltown adopted the new water rates from New Brunswick in 2023. In order to ensure the budget of 2024 is adopted based on sound financial planning, we must ensure significant revenue to support the water and sewer department. In an effort to better educate our residents regarding these issues in the ordinance, we would like to represent upon introduction of the ordinance at the next council meeting on Tuesday, May 28, 2024 at 7 p.m. In an effort to involve more committee stakeholders in future projects, we will be introducing a resolution at the next council meeting, creating a working committee for developing the former DPW facility along the Mill Pond into a recreation facility. The site, which is behind the parking lot here at Borough Hall, offers tremendous opportunities to better the quality of life in Milltown and attract and retain business to Milltown. Several ideas such as kayak launch, storage and rental, fishing supply shop, outdoor pavilion, and amphitheater, as well as a new pedestrian crossing over and rental fishing, Mill Pond, and rehabilitation of walkways around Mill Pond has been expressed by the council, and we will welcome members of the community to provide their input as we work towards rejuvenating the center of the town. The borough has also received inquiries regarding the sale and repurposing of both Cottage Avenue and South Main Street firehouses. These facilities, which are currently not in use, provide and more opportunity for new business in Milltown. The Finance, Planning, and Administration Committee will be speaking with the borough's planner in the near future to discuss the process for the selling / or repurposing these facilities. Our borough business administrator has done a great job keeping Milltown moving forward. We continue to build up our capabilities and strengthen opportunities with the borough due to his help. Summer employment opportunities for the Milltown Pool and Department of Public Works are also available. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilwoman Conroy.
Water Utility Department. A sewer line that was clogged with cooking grease on Washington Avenue was cleared. A hydrant and valve were replaced on Clay Street, and the area was restored. Tracy Drive sidewalk was restored after work in the area. Please take note that hydrant flushing starts on Thursday, May 9th, and will continue for 2 weeks. Flushing starts at 6:30 a.m. and will continue until 2:30 p.m. Electric Utility Department. A new utility pole on Mary Court to replace a rotten one. Repaired lighting at Pardon Tennis Courts. Removed a tree on Clay Street. Performed troubleshooting for residential power problems. Performed line clearance in various areas.
Thank you. Councilman Rodriguez.
Recreation Department. Time to think sunshine and poolside. Pool memberships for Borough Pool are now on sale. Please visit Community Pass to purchase. Albert Avenue Camp still has some spots open. Camp runs from July 1st through August 9th. The hours will be open 9 a.m. through 12 noon. Milltown Recreation will be starting an adult co-ed softball league. Registration is open until May 15th. Program information is on Community Pass. Exciting new program coming to Milltown Borough Pool for 2024 season. Milltown Splash Squad. This program will be a swim clinic with mini swim meets for participants. Registration is now open. If you would like to host an event at one of our parks, please call Rec Department for rental fee and application. Thank you for your continued support for the Recreation Department.
Councilman Fala. Wait, he's not done.
Library report. Tuesday, May 14th and May 28th, adult yoga will be at a new time, 11:15 a.m. Please register for the program. Also on Tuesday, May 14th is the library board meeting at 6:30 p.m. and is open to the public. Wednesday, May 15th, the library will be doing a cheerful handprint garden craft at 11 a.m. Thursday, May 16th, there is an after-school movie, Detective Pikachu. Saturday, May 18th, crochet for beginners at 11 a.m. and read to a pooch at 12:30 p.m. Monday, May 12th, maximizing garage sale revenue program at 6 p.m. Please register for this program. Tuesday, May 21st, LinkedIn Basics at 6 p.m. Please register for this program. Wednesday, May 22nd, after school craft edible book cover art. Thursday, May 23rd, after school Jeopardy. Tuesday, May 28th, Read What You Want Book Club, theme Mayhem. The library will be closed on Saturday, May 25th and Monday, May 27th. The staff wishes everyone a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend.
Councilman Fama.
Seniors may report. We have several upcoming trips, which include a trip to Rutgers Gardens, Thomas and Edison Lighthouse, Shrimp Box Point Pleasant, Haley's Pub, Zimmerle's Art Museum, and Buskov's. Please check the calendar for specific days and times of events. We have a new joint program with Parker entitled Social Club at Parker. Every Friday from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., the bus from Parker picks up Milltown participants at the Senior Center and brings them to Parker for the day. They provide lunch, access to swimming, fitness, instructions, chair exercise, arts and crafts, career event discussions, trivia, gardening, music, and other activities. At 1:30 p.m., the bus brings participants back to the Milltown Senior Center. The cost is $3 per week. If you are interested, please see Debbie for more information and sign up. 90th birthday celebration sponsored by Middlesex County Office on Aging and Disabled Services on Friday, March 24th at Old Bridge Senior Center from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is an annual luncheon and celebration to recognize county residents over the age of 90. Sign up is required. Registration is also required by May 17th. Please see Debbie or call 732-296-0681 for more information and to sign up. On Wednesday, May 15th at 1:30 p.m., Mayor George Murray will have a question and answer session. Sign up is not required. On Tuesday, May 21st at 1:30 p.m., Will from the Milltown Rescue Squad will have a question and answer informational session. Sign up is not required. On Wednesday, May 22nd at 1:30 p.m., we will have a lunch and learn presentation by Excelsior Care Group. Sign up is required, as we will serve lunch. The VNA nurse will be here on Tuesday, May 21st from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Please sign up on the bulletin board if you would like to meet with her. Public Works Council reports. Blacktop repair was done on Benahart, Clay, Desmond, and Harkins. Albert Avenue soccer nets posts were painted, and new nets were installed in preparation for the start of the season. Bathrooms were painted at Albert Avenue, Michelin, and Borough Parks. DPW staff assisted and participated in Earth Day setup, cleanup, and set up the table to give out our information about recycling and stormwater runoff. DPW staff prepped the field and grounds for Spotswood High School baseball games at Michelin Field. Staff prepped Field 2 for high school girls softball game. The quarterly outfall pipe cleaning and inspections were completed to meet the DEP stormwater regulations. A clogged water pipe from Ford Avenue to North Main Street was cleared. A dead tree on Clay Street was removed.
Councilman Redondo?
Police Department Monthly Report. Between April 1st, 2024 and April 30th, 2024, police responded to 1,135 calls for service. During this period, the police conducted 109 radar details in numerous locations. Police made 354 motor vehicle stops during this period. Police investigated 9 motor vehicle accidents. 7 arrests were made, which include hindering, forgery, receiving stolen property, DWI, reckless driving, simple assault, possession of CDS and paraphernalia, shoplifting, conspiracy, unlawful possession of a handgun, possession of a high-capacity magazine. In response to speeding complaints from residents on South Main Street, the police department conducted a traffic study and found that numerous cars were driving above the posted 30 miles per hour speed limit, specifically between the hours of 6 and 10 a.m. Residents will see an increased police presence in the area. We will be conducting numerous radar enforcement details to help gain speed limit compliance. Community involvement is crucial in maintaining a more secure environment. We strongly encourage you to assist us by reporting any suspicious persons, vehicles, or incidents that you may come across. Our non-emergency line is 732-828-1100. In case of emergencies, always dial 911. Concerns can also be submitted by using the official borough website under Report a Concern tab. Together, we can make our community a safer place. Thank you for your continued support, and please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. Milltown Fire Department. The Milltown Fire Department will be interviewing 3 candidates for our cadet program on Monday night. We have a joint training with the Milltown Rescue Squad on vehicle extraction on April 27, 2024. Volunteers are always needed. If you're interested in joining, please stop by the firehouse any Monday night after 6:30. Milltown Rescue Squad. Our annual open house will be Sunday, May 19th at 12 p.m. Mark your calendars. This is a family-friendly event, fun for all ages. We will have information on becoming a member, where your donations go, and demonstrations on the life-saving equipment we use every day. We will be at the Senior Center Tuesday, May 21st at 1:30 p.m. for a Q&A session. We will also have an equipment demonstration. Anyone with questions prior should reach out to Senior Center Director. Last month, 3 of the members completed their EMT training programs and are now fully certified. Five more members will begin their classes in the coming weeks. Thank you to everyone who donated to our 2024 fund drive. We truly appreciate all the love and support from residents of Milltown. If you have not sent your donation, there is still time. Visit our website, learn more about how you can support the squad. Anyone who is interested in learning about joining the rescue squad or becoming an EMT should email recruitment@milltownrescuesquad.org. To learn more, we're happy to answer any questions. From the Milltown 4th of July organization. We are less than 2 months away from our 4th of July celebration in Milltown. If any businesses or organizations is interested in being in the parade, please contact us, milltown4th@gmail.com. May 21st is the Dine to Donate at the Milltown Diner from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please come out and have some delicious food while supporting the Milltown 4th of July organization. And that concludes my report.
Councilman Vizicay?
The free rabies clinic will be held at the Milltown DPW building on Tuesday, May 28th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. With the adoption of Resolution 2024-157, the Environmental Commission has been authorized to apply for the Community Energy Plan Grant Program, and if chosen, may receive $10,000 in grant money for developing a community energy plan to help the state achieve the goal of 100% clean energy by 2050. The Human Relations Committee had their reorganization meeting on Tuesday, May 7th. The committee picked a chairperson and secretary. They picked up on topics they left off on in 2023, including Patain Avenue. The next meeting is Tuesday, June 4th at 7 p.m.
And now the mayor's report. Last week, the Personnel Committee conducted interviews for the full-time position of payroll clerk. We will hopefully be filling that position soon. VFW Post 133 and the Township of East Brunswick are hosting the Traveling Vietnam Memorial Wall at the East Brunswick Community Arts Center, 721 Cranberry Road, from May 23rd to May 27th. The Traveling Vietnam Wall is an 80% replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. The wall contains the names of U.S. military personnel who lost their lives in the Vietnam War. Accompanying the wall will be the cost of freedom tributes to every U.S. military action after World War I, including September 11. To echo Council President Revelinsky's report, with the progress and full potential of the property behind Borough Hall, we would like to name it Progress Park to show the residents how forward progress can be made and what the outcome will benefit the residents to enjoy. That is the end of my report. Now we have the report from our borough professionals. Borough Engineer Matt Thomas.
West Folk Avenue improvements. The proposed improvements to West Folk Avenue generally include the reconstruction of existing roadway from South Main Street to Albert Avenue with hot mix asphalt surface course, hot mix asphalt base course, and dense graded aggregate base course, sanitary sewage system improvements, replacement of water services, and the installation of under drains, replacement of concrete sidewalk and curbing, handicap ramp improvements, maintenance and protection of trafficking during the improvements of restoration and other related work. To date, the sanitary sewage system improvements, water services, and under drain improvements have been completed, and the bulk curb and sidewalk has been replaced. The remaining work includes the restoration of turf areas and the reconstruction of the roadway. Albert Avenue bike path improvements. The Albert Avenue bike path improvement generally consists of the construction of a bike path around the existing athletic fields, including dense graded aggregate, base course, hot mix asphalt, base and surface courses, clearing, restoration, and other related work. The bid documents will also include an alternate item for the removal and replacement of the existing ball field backstop subject to available funding. We are pleased to report the plan specifications and bid documents have been prepared, and we're requesting authorization from Mayor and Borough Council to coordinate the advertisement of bids with the Borough Clerk upon receipt of authorization to bid from the NJ.
Borough Attorney Colin Batalla.
The Borough Council adopted an ordinance this evening modifying the fees charged in a number of categories. One of these categories concerns the fees of dog licenses, including potentially dangerous dogs. At our last meeting, Councilman Collins questioned the definition of potentially dangerous dogs. Under New Jersey statute, the municipal court shall declare a potentially dangerous dog if the dog is caused bodily injury to a person during an unprovoked attack or poses a serious threat of a serious bodily injury or death to a person, cause serious bodily injury to another domestic animal or killing another domestic animal, and poses a serious threat of serious bodily injury or death to a person or poses a serious threat of death to another domesticated animal. Additionally, at our last meeting of the Borough Council, Council President Revelinsky requested that I look into the process of changing the form of government to a nonpartisan form of government. I have begun my research, and
and I will have an update at the future meeting. Finally, as indicated at our last meeting, I am still awaiting the title search on the train trestle property. Once I receive it, I will provide copies to the mayor and council with my comments. Borough Administrator Everett Daly.
Report of the Business Administrator. Interviews were conducted to hire a payroll clerk in the finance office to replace the woman who left in January/February. We continue to work on the 2024 budget with the part-time CFO and our consultants from the Suplee Clooney. The new accountant's receivable/payable clerk has started, and we are working through our backlog accounts.
Borough Clerk Brady Stefano.
A reminder to voters in Districts 1 and 4 that your polling locations has changed, and you will now be voting at Borough Hall. May 14th is the deadline to register to vote. Forms are available in the clerk's office. May 28th is the deadline to apply for a mail-in ballot. Forms are available in clerk's office. Early voting will be May 29th to June 2nd. Tuesday, June 4th is primary election day. Poll workers are needed. We have an immediate need for registered Republican and unaffiliated voters to work the primary. You must be registered voters to be a poll worker. The current pay is $300 for a full day or $150 for a half day of working. Paid training is available. Call 732-828-2100, extension 181, if you are interested in working. With wedding season fast approaching, we encourage all our happy couples to call the clerk's office to schedule an appointment for their marriage license applications. You must have a ceremony, data, and someone to perform your ceremony before you can apply for your license. We encourage all residents to call ahead for any service, including notary and requesting certified copies of vital records, as we are still working understaffed, and it is a very busy time of year in the clerk's office. Congratulations to Deputy Clerk Mary for passing her intro class for Municipal Clerk. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That concludes my report.
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. The council will respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker has finished. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. Please state your name and address for the record when you come to the podium. Please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Hi. Good evening. Russell Linebinder, 152A North Main Street, Milltown. First of all, somebody's been doing this for about a quarter century with young people. I want to tell you, with your teachers and with the clerk's office, you did a great job. That can tell you that. Somebody that's seen it a lot of times. Wonderful. Thank you for doing this again, all of you and the people that helped get you here. That's just me. As part of the 4th of July committee, Councilman Redondo, I know, was doing a report and mentioned on the 21st we have the Dine to Donate at the diner. They're being generous, staying open all day for us, which I never do on a Tuesday. Also, I just got notified the other day that Bagel Express, who you all know from baseball games and stuff, helps us out all the time, is doing it on the June 2nd and 3rd. That's a Monday and a Tuesday, all day, as long as he's open. A big portion of his proceeds will also go to the 4th of July. And as you heard, it's getting closer and closer, and we have, like always, raised the bar a little bit, having some new and exciting things this year. We've moved some things around to make it even better. Looking forward to seeing you all there. And you will be seeing some stuff in your doorknobs sometime within the next month also, folks. Thank you for that. And also, moving to the Lions Club, which we've been trying to do more. We've been trying to do more things locally, working with the Spirits of 53 Corvette Club like we did last year. We raised quite a bit of money to help out people that need it. And this year, they're having their big show this coming Sunday, May 19th at the Legion. Last year, over 100 Corvettes in that parking lot. If you didn't see it, it's a sight to behold. I strongly encourage you to come by, check it out. The Legion's going to be selling food there. They're letting us use their facilities wonderfully. And it's a great day and for a great cause. And thank you very much.
please come to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. Alan Godber, 4 Fern Place, Environmental Commission and the Lawrence Brook Watershed Partnership. At the last council meeting, I mentioned that Lawrence Brook Watershed Partnership was going to be doing a cleanup, Farrington Lake cleanup, which is very important. We've been trying to do that each year. Didn't do it during the pandemic, of course, but we're trying to do that again. So this coming Saturday in the morning from 9 until noon, and we're doing registration from 8:30 in the morning. It'll be started at Bicentennial Park, which is just off River Avenue in East Brunswick. If you'd like to come and join us, please do so. We would like to see you, whoever would like to come. And there's lots more copies of this flyer. There's some out in the lobby, and I've got more copies if you'd like to have them. A separate issue that I'd like to discuss is related to a new regulation that was passed, I think it was last month, to do with regulating traffic on JFK Drive, on the west side of JFK Drive, during school hours. And this is very important as we've got school represented very strongly here today. I have noticed, I'm not quite sure what hours that was supposed to be. It said it was during school hours. Well, to me, school hours would include when children are leaving school and going home, which would be like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and so on. Several times recently I have seen traffic parked on the west side of there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I would request that the council look into this matter, find out if there are some regulations that are not being followed properly, and maybe we can make sure that it works better. In general, it has been working better, I think, but I don't know quite what the hours were supposed to be. But I think it's important that we check on it.
We can let Chief Johnson know and have him check out.
Thank you.
Confirm the
Appreciate
hours.
that.
And I believe the signs are on order. So once the signs are up, the police will definitely enforce. There are no signs up right now.
No, I didn't see any
So
signs
we
up,
did make
no.
that announcement, however,
So
so
too
but
soon.
once the signs have been put up, then we'll be able to.
Thank you,
enforce.
that's good information. Thank you.
Seeing no additional comments, I will close this public comment portion of the meeting. At this time, I'm going to ask Council President Revelinsky to take over and request the council to confirm the actions taken at this meeting by the passage of Resolution 2024-165.
Thank you, Mayor Ayers. Will the clerk
Hold
please
on.
read?
Just swap everybody.
Oh, that's right. Gotta wait.
Okay, Council President.
Thank you, Mayor Ayers. Will the clerk please read Resolution 2024-165 by title?
Resolution 2024-165, approving the actions taken by student representatives during the May 13th, 2024 Youth and Government Council meeting.
You've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Council President Revelinsky, I proudly make a motion that this resolution be adopted.
I second that motion.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Revelinsky.
Aye.
Councilman Collins.
Aye.
Councilman Manco.
Aye.
Councilman Poznanski.
Aye.
Councilman Potter.
Aye.
Councilman Zambrana.
Aye.
We can skip over item 17.
Sure
because
thing.
nothing was pulled.
Next, we have council comments. Do any of the members of council have any comments to make? Councilman Poznanski?
Does someone else? I can go last, that's fine.
You can also go first if you like.
Okay, two things. First, I want to say I'd like to express my pride in these young, patriotic, and brave students sitting up here front and center. Putting your face and name here to be critically judged is courageous and noble. It's so much easier to let others decide the fate of your life than to be a part of solutions. I hope your experience here sparks you to look inward and outward to find your values, ethics, and principles. Your parents are instrumental in helping you build the foundation. Let your inequalities be your guide. Even if you feel that you're standing alone, lead by example, don't follow. Whatever you decide to do with your life, even if you decide on a life of public service, be the best that ever was. You, all of us, were born to do great things in our lives. That is why you and all of us here always remember that. Again, I'm proud of all of you. I'd also like to say with the upcoming holiday, Memorial Day coming up, I'd like to use a snippet from a speech by Winston Churchill. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few, where he was describing his Royal Air Force during World War II, saving England in its darkest hour. Our fine military has saved us in wars, from the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, the World Wars, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, etc. Our young people, mostly teenagers, with hopes and dreams, gave up their tomorrows for the freedoms that we all enjoy today. We have former military employed in town, especially on our fine police force. To everyone here and at home, please remember those that have served and were lost in the conflicts. Please honor them. Please honor the flag, the red, white, and blue that meant so much to them that they died for it. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Does any other council member have comments?
Yes,
Councilman
thank you,
Potter?
Council President Revelinsky. I'd like to congratulate our proclamation recipients. Also wish to thank Assemblyman Sterling Stanley for being able to provide us with the mobile DMV this past Wednesday. It was very successful, and all the time slots were taken, and we're expected to have it here again in Milltown on October 17th. It was also great to have our Spotswood baseball and softball teams here on May 3rd and May 7th. Both teams had victories and are having a great season, winning their divisions. Good luck to both in the state tournament. And finally, I know we were going to do this, but let's have a round of applause for our Youth and Government Council. They did a great job. And would also like to thank their teacher, Mr. Dabrowski, and our Borough Clerk, Monica, and Deputy Clerk, Mary, for all their efforts in prepping them as well. Thank you very much.
Councilman Collins?
Yes, thank you, Council President Revelinsky. I'd also like to thank all the students, how proud we are of your performance tonight, and I'd just like to say also thanks to Monica and the Borough Clerk staff for the great job they did preparing everybody, and that's all I have to say.
Anybody else?
Ditto.
All right. Well, I will go last. And while we prepare for Memorial Day, I'd also like to say it's never too late to thank or kiss your mother. Yesterday was Mother's Day. Glad I had the opportunity to spend it with both my mother and my wife. And I think everyone up here, you guys are obviously here because of a special lady in your life who has helped you get here and shown you some good characteristics. So be sure to thank her. Thank you to the student representatives for their hard work this evening and for making this one of the smoothest and fastest meetings that I've ever sat through. That has been terrific. I'd also like to point out that through your actions tonight, you guys actually hired some employees. So if you ever want to come down and tell them what a great job they're doing, by all means do so. This was not just a rehearsal or a show. You guys actually did make changes to the community this evening, so good work on that. And if there are no further comments, I will close council comments, and I'd like to turn it back over to our esteemed Mayor Ayers.
Thank you, Council President Revelinsky. At this time, we have the review of the agenda for May 28th, 2024 council meeting. Swearing-in ceremony, Officer Robert G. Worley III. Any comments or questions from council? Presentation by the Milltown Historic Preservation Committee. Any comments or questions from council? Ordinance introduction. 24-1537, Ordinance amending the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Milltown, Chapter 25, Water, to amend water rates, and Chapter 26, Sewer, to amend sewer rates. Any comments or questions from council?
Yes. Will there be a presentation from our part-time CFO on what the revised water or the amended water and sewer rates will be?
Yes, we're working on that now. I know they had a meeting earlier this evening to discuss those. They're still working through the finite details.
Good to hear.
Ordinance introduction, 24-1538, authorizing the installation of 2 additional stop signs at the intersection of Clay Street and Oak Street to convert the intersection to a 4-way stop controlled intersection. Any comments or questions from council? Ordinance public hearing / second reading, 24-1536. Ordinance amending the revised general ordinances of the Borough of Milltown. Chapter 29, Stormwater Management. Article 1, Stormwater Management and Control. Any comments or questions from council? At this time, I will entertain a motion from council to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
I have a motion from Councilwoman Conroy and second by Councilman Fama. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Meeting adjourned.